start with Bruce and we'll get Coach in here when he's ready at 2:30.
Bruce, I wonder, did you grow up like an ACC fan given where you grew up?
Nah, it was straight SEC.
Straight, okay.
Straight SEC.
Okay. Well, what does the opportunity to play at a place like Duke, what does that mean to someone like you?
For me, just watching basketball, playing at Duke is just a big thing. There's just certain places in college basketball. I feel like playing at Duke is like a top five thing. I'm very excited to play there.
And as you guys have prepared for them, what concerns you the most? I know we're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. Is that something that coach has emphasized to you guys?
Yeah, that's the main thing. Getting multiple offensive rebounds, like 15 and plus, is very dangerous. There's just more opportunities, a lot of second chance, more wide open threes. So it can be very detrimental to our team if we don't box out and let them get multiple offensive rebounds.
What were your thoughts on kind of your performances in Maui? It seemed like you really started to settle in, and I guess what was kind of clicking for you on offense in terms of like scoring the ball specifically that maybe wasn't before that?
It was just the confidence. Just the first 3 games, how to get used to the field, get used to the team. But I feel like when the competition rises, that when the pressure's on. So I feel like when the challenge was right in front of me, I stepped up to it. We went 2-1, but the whole goal was to win it all. But I take 2-1 any day. I mean, instead of losing 2 games or more than that.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, I think they have like 6 guys that are in the top 100 in your same with the 2022 class. A game where there's so many freshmen on, like big time freshmen on both sides. Does it like make it any more important to you to like kind of show out against some of those guys who are, you know, ranked in your same neighborhood in terms of recruiting and stuff like that, or does that really not come into that?
Not really. While just playing college basketball, it's just a whole different level. So it doesn't matter if you're freshman or sophomore, grad, senior. It doesn't matter. In the day, they're looking at you as a college basketball player. Did you get that win today? And how do you help your team win?
Bruce, how would you assess your guys' ball movement at this point? It seemed like at the end of Maui, you guys were sharing the ball a little bit better. Where do you think you guys are at this point?
I feel like we're in a good space right now, just us sharing the ball. We really don't care who had the most points that night. Obviously, the last game, Sway had 33 points. He had the hot hand, so we fed him, and I was doing my role every time I was open, just willing to knock down the wide open 3. So that was my role for that game. And like for me personally, like I really don't care who had the most points. At the end of the day, if we win, I'm cool. If I have 0 points, I don't play at all. If we win as a group, I feel confident in us.
And we might be talking to Sean a little bit. What's it like when he gets going like that in a game? I mean, he had 20 points in the second half against San Diego State. Is that infectious for you guys?
That's very infectious, especially his shooting ability from deep range. When you have to guard somebody so far out, it's almost like you have to worry about him so much, you almost forget about the other 4 players on the court. So his ability to shoot deep range, see him working on it all summer, he keep improving, and his 3-point making ability spreads out our offense for everybody else on the team.
You mentioned the increase in competition making you better. Did it kind of take you back to like AAU or high school where everybody is kind of equal and so you have to play even better? Did it take you back to that a little?
Almost, yeah. Not to say the other three teams before that wasn't important, but like for me, it's a confidence thing for me. The big thing Holman said to me is just be yourself. So I took that into the three games into Maui, and results came, and I felt confident in how I play, and I feel like I could play even better even after that.
When did that start? In those 3 games of San Diego State, somewhere in there, you felt like you can do this?
Yeah, it's just the beginning of the game. I didn't have a nerve. I just feel like I'm ready to play. I've been working out all summer, all preseason. And I'm like, why not play this game at the full potential I can play? So when I got that nerves out the way, I feel like I can go. I can play with anybody in the country.
I want to ask about Justice. You had the first game here, you played really well, and then kind of struggled a little bit for a couple games, and then had that big 33-point game. Just how did that change his mood? I bet flying back from Hawaii was a lot more fun for him than it's been some of the past games. Just what came about for him out of that, and how important is it for him to have him going like that?
For me, I wasn't here his 2 previous years that he didn't play, so I just can't even imagine just waiting 2 years, just not playing the game that he probably loved. So him getting back, then playing in his state where he grew up, he was just showing me around like different food places and everything. Just him just showing me around as like a captain, as a big brother, and him had a type of performance to leave out of Maui is just you just can't be more happy for somebody. Like I was, you probably even more happy than him to leave out his state with that type of performance. And I hope that he keep going for him, that he keep playing this well. If he does, he will be very dangerous.
Chris, you're talking about their rebounding, and you know when a team gets 15 offensive rebounds, what kind of challenge that presents. When you guys do give up an offensive rebound, what are like some of the keys that you have to try to reset a defense when a team gets an extended opportunity?
For opportunities like that, you have to refocus back on another 20 seconds on shot clock. It's almost like you playing on 30 seconds of defense, then they get another chance. So you have to refocus, relock in on the possession at hand, because if you don't, it's a wide open 3, and that could be the momentum switch during the tight period of the game. So things like that, because like the whole game is not going to be perfect. To be honest, but when they do get an offensive rebound, you have to refocus, relock in, get the next defensive rebound.
How difficult is that, and how well do you think this team has been at figuring that out when you do give up a second chance, trying to force another miss?
I feel like we found that out against San Diego State on multiple chances. At the end of that game, they hit a lot of threes at the end to separate the game. So we cut it to 4 down. They pushed it to 7, now to 10. So small emphasis like that determine a lot during the game. But I feel like if we close that down against Duke, we'll have a great chance to win that game.
Can you one more for Bruce?
Yeah, sure. Bruce, just being in the league, playing 3 games in 3 days, and then flying all the way back, how hard of an adjustment was it? Just the time change, and then also the physical wear and tear of playing 3 and 3?
It was a difficult adjustment, especially for everybody that came on that flight. Even if you played or if you didn't, just that time zone, 5-hour difference. Then coming back to play Duke this following Wednesday. But I feel like our team is ready to play. Everybody got their feet under them. We had a good practice yesterday. We're just gonna build out that, saw a little personnel, see who people probably gonna guard, see different situations. But I feel confident in playing on Wednesday night.
You said y'all had a good practice.
Yeah.
Was there anything that y'all worked on and really improved in that practice session?
Really just rebounding, boxing out. They're #1 team in offensive rebound, so that's a big thing they're good at. So we had to limit that, so we have a high percentage chance of winning that game. And I feel confident in my teammates and my coaches that we have a good chance of winning that game.
Thanks, Bruce. You want to go ahead and start?
Sean, it feels like when you heat up a little bit from 3, that opens up your inside game a little bit. How much of an effort have you made in making yourself not just a shooter, but someone that can go inside as well?
Yeah, I think ever since I kind of got on campus here, I've worked a lot with the coach, specifically Coach Diebler, with just being able to create off the bounce, knowing the teams are going to take my 3-point shot away, just being able to create some sort of offense outside of shooting. So it was good to kind of get going finally in my life.
How important was that game against San Diego State for you personally, just to get going in a Buckeyes uniform? You've had games like that at West Virginia, but to get one this early for Ohio State, how important was that?
Yeah, it was big for me. Kind of took a little bit longer than I would have liked to kind of get going a few games in, but I stayed within myself, played within the system, and shots started falling.
Sean, your first Big 12 road game was at Fog Island. What do you remember about that experience going there and playing in an atmosphere like that as a young player?
Yeah, probably the hardest place I played up until maybe tomorrow night. But no, I mean, being an experienced guy, I kind of know what these games are like, and kind of what Cameron and Nora have a feel for what that'll probably be like tomorrow. But just trying to tell the younger guys kind of what it'll be like, or at least to some degree, just playing within themselves and not getting too rattled by the atmosphere and the environment. But I mean, it'll be loud. There'll be a lot of people in there. It's a small arena or smaller, place to play, but it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm sure it's probably easier said than done, like handling that in the right way and not getting overwhelmed. But when you are playing as many new guys as you guys are, that could be a thing. What do you think what is the challenge like of this team being ready to step into that moment and on that stage and perform well?
Yeah, I think that the young guys kind of already have a feel for it. They went to Maui and played extremely well. These young guys don't act like young guys. I've said that before. But no, I think they're ready for it. I think they're fully prepared, and the older guys on the team and the coaching staff is going to get them ready to play.
Sean, you guys are kind of starting like a tale of two halves of the season so far. You start 3 straight games at home, and now 3 straight games in Maui, and then you have to travel to Durham to play Duke. How does the preparation change when you have just different stretches of games, either at home versus away?
Yeah. Maui was tough. I know you guys asked Bruce that before, but Maui was definitely a difficult adjustment when we were coming back, or going there and coming back. I think it took a few of us a couple more days than we probably would have liked when we got back. But, I can say that the team, the staff and the team is finally back under our feet. Time zones and time change. We finally got that taken care of, I think. They were actually forcing us to wear these rings and go to sleep by a certain time, and if we weren't, it was, there would be punishments. But we'll be ready to go. Bruce said we had a good practice yesterday. We're gonna have another good one today, and then we'll be ready to 40 plus minutes tomorrow.
What kind of rings?
It's like an aura ring. It's like tracks your sleep and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Bruce also mentioned their offensive rebounding, how they're the #1 team in the country. How much has Coach Holman emphasized that, and how big of a deal is that going to be tomorrow?
It's kind of been something that he's emphasized. Not just for Wednesday, but the whole up until this point. 6 games in, we haven't been great on the glass, but something that we're going to continue to work at and emphasize in practice and get better at. Obviously they're known for offensive rebounding and rebounding in general, so we've just got to be that much more physical.